Let's do, you know me. Let's do the financial bubble. Are you
Okay.
prepared?
Okay. All right. So, well, first of all, how did we come up with this as a topic? What spurred us to want to discuss this? What was it?
Well, I believe we was talking about what wasn't we talking about when what's his name? The guy that owned Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg.
Zuckerberg? Yeah.
Yeah, he lost like $30 billion in
Right.
one
Right.
day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I know he can. I know he can. You know what I mean? He can come
Yeah.
back from
Absolutely.
that
Right. Yeah.
or whatever. But you know what I mean? It's like
30 billion is 30
that's a
billion.
big hit.
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean? And then another thing is we were talking about like how the supply chain is getting worse and worse. You know what I mean? So that's a little bit concerning. And if you notice, we're following the same trajectory as we did in 2008. Does everybody remember 2008?
Some of the housing bubble.
Yeah, it was a housing bubble, but this time it's going to be even worse because we have a shortage of we have a shortage of we have a food shortage. You got truckers on strike, so it's the supply chain is all messed up.
Truckers aren't on strike, are they? No, you talking about in Canada?
Yeah,
That's not a
that
strike.
affects
It's a
us. That
protest.
affects us.
It does, but it's a protest. And did
But
you know
still, they're
that
not delivering a service. They not delivering them goods.
some of them, right, 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 yeah,
And
but it's not
then
right. This is
there's a shortage on wood and other natural resources. You know what I mean?
see, but like I still, when you listen to the folk that are in the know and they talk about, where we are as far as the supply, they're still pointing more to the effects of COVID. People being out of work, not having the ability to get the warehouses cranking out. More
All
so than
plays a
anything else.
part though.
Right. Yeah.
All of that plays a part.
Well, but then if that's the case, then as COVID continues to dissipate, then things should come back to normal, right? Like you said, if that's a big part of it, and COVID continues to wane, then people will come back will return to work, and things will get back to normal then.
You think things are gonna get back to normal?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. I mean, I think it was a big hit, and the other reason that they put out there, Nike, was that you have all this money in the economy now, and people that had access to these dollars and they couldn't spend them. That's the other thing. Remember, all the stores and everything were closed, and they're still not totally open. So people had no other choice but to save. So now, as the economy opens and
Who had
continues,
no choice but to save?
the people when the stores and everything closed down, we couldn't spend our money. Remember, we couldn't go to the store and buy stuff.
Shit.
Well, I mean, on
People were spending
Amazon,
that money.
no, not like it, not like they did when the economy was open though. Because you had to
All right,
only
yeah,
do
yeah,
Amazon.
yeah.
All the malls were closed, and,
Yeah.
and like most people don't order TVs and stuff on Amazon. You go
How,
into
how,
stores for that.
how many? So what? They were spending. Hey,
No,
how
but
many people do you think got any of that money left from them checks?
some people probably do. Some people do. But
See?
listen to this though. But listen to this. Listen to this though,
All right,
Nike. When people couldn't go to the malls to spend their money, we know that. Some
right.
people will buy on Amazon, but like me, I'm new to Amazon, and Amazon has been out for a long
That's
time.
you are new to Amazon.
Exactly. But
Brick and
my
mortar, brick and mortar is 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 going away.
but listen to
That's
this
why
though.
Amazon have a distribution center in every city now.
Right, right. Amazon benefited from this pandemic. There's no question about that. But what I'm trying to hear me out.
Who's the
What
richest man in the world?
no, you didn't let me finish.
All right,
So
go ahead.
what I'm trying to get at is that if people can't go out to the malls and the shopping centers to spend their money, they held on to a lot of it. Were some people buying things on Amazon? Yes, but most people don't buy. Most people don't buy things like TVs and stuff on Amazon. So therefore, once the economy starts to open and the stores open, now you have a rush of people going out with money to buy things, which and that helped also to make prices go up.
Did, quick question. You talking about
Yes.
TVs, right? Did Walmart ever close? their doors?
Check it out.
Yeah, they did. They had to. Yeah.
No, Walmart did not close their
No.
doors.
Wait a minute. Let me back up.
No, they
Ones-
didn't.
Listen, the ones that had groceries did not. You're right. If you go to a super Walmart that had groceries, which is a necessity, you weren't forced to close. But if you were to a regular Walmart that didn't have
So
groceries,
those Walmart sold TVs, right?
oh yeah,
And
but
computers and everything
correct.
else.
But
So
what about the
people
Best
spent
Buys?
that money.
What about the Best Buys? What about all the other stores? Now you do have stores that have groceries that also sell electronics, but that's not the majority. What
I'm not talking about groceries. I'm talking about
but
big ticket items that people were spending that money. I seen it. I seen people buying stuff.
but you saw what happened in your community. You didn't see the economy as a whole, nor did you pull up the stats and look at the numbers. So again, I'm saying that
And you
most
did?
of the people, yeah, because I listen to the stories about it. Well, I can't do it now, but most of the people, I know I can't Google and read it and talk at the same time. But most of the people didn't have the ability to spend that money. They were receiving the money. They could spend it on the things that they needed, but they weren't buying, as you said, big ticket items at the same level.
Wait.
Am I saying it's not? No, did you hear me though?
Go ahead.
What I said is, I'm not saying that no TVs were sold at all. I said they weren't buying those big ticket items at the same level as they did prior to the pandemic. And you saying it didn't go down at all? Is that what you're saying?
People was spending that money.
You didn't answer my question. I asked you, are
What's
you
the question?
saying, my question is, are you saying that those big ticket purchases did not take a dip when those stores closed? That TV sales remained the same throughout? Is that what you're
I'm not
saying?
just talking about TV sales.
We're talking about big ticket items, right?
Big ticket items like Yeezys, Jordans, other shit, jewelry, all that shit you can get online. You don't have to go into brick and mortar stores. Are like dinosaurs. They're going out of style. Because you don't have to leave the comfort of your house in order to get whatever you want.
So is gasoline cars driven by gasoline, but they still exist.
What are we talking about?
Because you're saying that brick and mortar.
Nothing to do with what we're talking about.
I'm
Gasoline has absolutely nothing to do with what we're talking about.
You know what? You're not listening. What I'm doing is I'm drawing an analogy. You said brick and mortar stores are going away. I said, yes, they are going away. So is cars that are driven by gasolines, but they're still here. So they're still bringing gas to gas stations. And when something affects gas prices, although electric cars are there, it still affects, there's still a cost or whatever. You know, maybe lose my train of thought. But go ahead, I'm listening.
Do you know why all these car companies are switching to electric instead of gas?
No,
besides the other reason besides
because that's
the environment.
People want it. People want it. I'm answering. People are calling
because
for
the environment, right? Because
I mean, that's part of it.
Also, a shortage of natural resources.
Well, okay, wait a minute. So how does that tie in though?
Natural resources is gas, oil.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Well, they've been saying that for the longest. You know, so you're right. And again, because
so they're not getting. They've been saying that for the longest, but they're not getting any. All right, go ahead.
The people in the society are, like you always talk about, are concerned about the economy. I mean, the environment. So those people are calling for more environmental friendly modes of transportation, right?
And I said, besides the environment, the other reason is because, like you just stated, we have been running short on natural resources for a while. So it's not like they're adding more natural resources because they're natural resources.
Right.
Get what I'm saying?
I agree with that. That plays a big part of it. Absolutely. You know, because like you said, that's it, that those resources are finite. They don't last forever. You know.
Right.
So you have to prepare
after a while, right. After a while, gas driven motors or cars are going to be, you know, they're going to be a thing like that's going to be like old school.
Absolutely.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. All right. What did the net say? The stores were able to stay open, but selling hand sanitizer. But the online shopping was crazy. People that never ordered online were shopping, and that's what I said. That was me. So Amazon and those stores that have an online presence benefited from everything that happened. Absolutely.
She also said that.
Wait, let me see. The money was being spent, but is Lynette saying that the money was just being spent at the same level as it was prior to the pandemic? I'm sure she.
Because people didn't have that kind of money prior to the pandemic. You get what I'm saying? All of that money, that was extra money. That was like, coming from the government. That wasn't them working for that check. That was to them, that was free money. And for one thing, we are off the topic. So let's get back on the topic, because the question was, are you ready?
Oh wow.
The financial bubble, are you prepared? So let me ask you, bro, are you prepared
for a financial bubble? You know what? I would have to say, yeah, Nike. Because, well, first of all, if I guess the way that you get through it is as long as you have income, then you have a fighting chance. So hopefully you're not in an industry that, an industry that dies out. You know what I mean?
When all right, in 2008, right? What was one of the main things that happened in what was the main thing that happened in 2008 while people were losing their houses in droves?
People got laid off.
There you go.
Yeah, people got laid.
So that's coming again, and that's part of what I'm saying. So all right, so let's say you got laid off next week. What you gonna do?
Yeah, I'll be up Craps Creek. I'll be up the creek, man.
It ain't just you though.
I know, it's most people.
In general.
Most
if
people
I get laid off, I'm fucked.
Right, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. All right, well then let me ask you then. Well, let me say then, as far as being, you want to have months of money stashed, you want to have access to food. I guess those are the necessities, food and water. And actually, and even with that being said, even less so money. Because if we're talking about a financial bubble, not the end of the world. We're not talking about.
I'm talking about a financial, like when I say financial bubble, that's covering housing,
right?
That's
financial
covering
systems.
That's covering stocks.
You're talking about the financial systems, right?
Right.
So if you're not heavily invested in that stuff, then you're
that's not the way that works.
But no, wait. Maybe I'm not understanding. What are you referring to then? What are you referring
to? When those people who own the majority of the stock for these corporations, when they not getting the return on their investment, they dumping the stock, right?
Absolutely, right.
That's what makes it go. That's what drives the stock market down. Right. So if that stock market goes down, they saying, "Oh, I'm not keeping my money in that. I need to get my money out of there."
Right.
So when they take their money out, now that's when the layoffs come, because the shareholders, they're not going to lose money.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So they're going to take your check, my check, and whoever else's check to make up those shareholders' money.
So in other words, when you talk about being ready, then what do you do? Are you prepared for the financial bubble?
I am. Yes.
Okay. How?
Yes, sir.
How?
Because for one, I got a stash
money?
Cash.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And then every time I go to the grocery store, I pick up an extra can of vegetables or extra
that's a
can
good idea.
of soup.
That's a good idea.
Extra can of whatever.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea.
Stuff that is
not
noodles.
Non-perishable.
Right. Man, every time I go to the store, I pick up something. Even if it's only like $1 or $2, you know what I mean?
That's a very good idea.
Right.
Absolutely. And to have a stash of that. Right. That's a good idea.
Right. And then,
with that being said, Mike, I'm gonna do that because that's a very good, simple. That's not.
That's not hard.
That's a good idea. You know what? Terry's on to something, y'all. And that, as he said, next time you go to the supermarket, everybody, it's a good idea. Buy one extra.
You got to be prepared.
A couple cans, some of that dry good stuff that's non-perishables. Just in case, whether it happens or not, you can't go wrong with that. That's a very
because it's non-perishable. So you know, if by next year or whenever,
Nothing
you know,
happens.
I mean, everything is cool, everything is
Feel good.
fine.
Right.
You got food, you still got food, you know what I mean, that you
Yeah.
that you
Yo,
done
nice. All right.
piled up.
You convinced me, man.